Serbian-American engineer and physicist Nikola Tesla made dozens of breakthroughs in the production, transmission, and application of electric power. He invented the first alternating current AC motor and developed AC generation and transmission technology. Though he was famous and respected, he was never able to translate his copious inventions into long-term financial success, unlike his early employer and chief rival Thomas Edison. Nikola Tesla's early years. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in Smiljan, Croatia, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. His father was a priest in the Serbian Orthodox Church, and his mother managed the family's farm. In 1863, Tesla's brother Daniel was killed in a riding accident. The shock of the loss unsettled the 7-year-old Tesla, who reported seeing visions, the first sign of his lifelong mental illness. Tesla studied math and physics at the Technical University of Graz and philosophy at the University of Paraguay. In 1882, while on a walk, he came up with the idea for a brushless AC motor, making the first sketches of its rotating electromagnets in the sand of the path. Later that year, he moved to Paris and got a job repairing direct current power plants with the Continental Edison Company. 2 years later, he immigrated to the United States. Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Tesla arrived in New York in 1884 and was hired as an engineer at Thomas Edison's Manhattan headquarters. He worked there for a year, impressing Edison with his diligence and ingenuity. At one point, Edison told Tesla he would pay $50,000 for an improved design for his DC dynamus. After months of experimentations, Tesla presented a solution and asked for the money. Edison demurred, saying, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." Tesla quit soon after. Nikola Tesla and Westinghouse. After an unsuccessful attempt to start his own Tesla electric light company and a stint digging ditches for $2 a day, Tesla found backers to support his research into alternating current. In 1887 and 1888, he was granted more than 30 patents for his inventions and invited to address the American Institute of Electrical Engineers on his work. His lecture caught the attention of George Westinghouse, the inventor who had launched the first AC power system near Boston, and was Edison's major competitor in the Battle of the Currents. Westinghouse hired Tesla, licensed the patents for his AC motor, and gave him his own lab. In 1890, Edison arranged for a convicted New York murderer to be put to death in an AC-powered electric chair, a stunt designed to show how dangerous the Westinghouse standard could be. Buoyed by Westinghouse royalties, Tesla struck out on his own again. But Westinghouse was soon forced by his backers to renegotiate their contract with Tesla, relinquishing his royalty rights. In the 1890s, Tesla invented electric oscillators, meters, improved lights, and the high-voltage transformer known as the Tesla coil. He also experimented with X-rays, gave short-range demonstrations of radio communication 2 years before Guglielmo Marconi, and plotted a radio control board around a pool in Madison Square Garden. Together, Tesla and Westinghouse led the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, and partnered with General Electric to install AC generators at Niagara Falls, creating the first modern power station. Nikola Tesla's failures, death, and legacy. In 1895, Tesla's New York lab burned, destroying years' worth of notes and equipment. Tesla relocated to Colorado Springs for 2 years, returning to New York in 1900. He secured backing from financier JP Morgan and began building a global communications network centered on a giant tower at Warden Cliff on Long Island. But funds ran out, and Morgan balked at Tesla's grandiose schemes. Tesla lived his last decades in a New York hotel, working on new inventions even as his energy and mental health faded. His obsession with the number 3 and fastidious washing were dismissed as the eccentricities of genius. He spent his final years feeding and he claimed communicating with pigeons. Tesla died in his room on January 7, 1943. Later that year, the US Supreme Court voided 4 of Marconi's key patents, blatantly acknowledging Tesla's inventions in radio. The AC system he championed and improved remains the global standard for power transmission.